If your iris still looks flat, even after adding colour, you're probably making these 3 mistakes. Wrong stroke direction, not enough colour variation, and missing depth. Let's fix that. In the last video, we focused on building up colour and shading, and now we're going to refine that and make it look even more realistic. I'll walk you through each step so you can make your iris look more realistic using coloured pencil. A really common mistake when starting out to add the iris details is to continue to build up layers using circular motion, which is something I taught in the previous video, but layering further on in the iris is where your stroke direction really starts to matter. Everything radiates outward from the pupil, kind of like spokes on a bicycle wheel. And you want to start introducing these radial strokes or lines. You may have started to do this organically while following the light and dark patterns within the iris in the previous step, but now you really need to pay attention and add some intention behind your lines. The iris isn't smooth. It has lots of tiny fibres and lines which emanate from the pupil, and adding in radial lines from the pupil helps to mimic that texture. You don't need to press hard with these lines here. Keep the pressure nice and light, mimicking the pressure from the previous video of shading and layering. If you kept your pressure light, adding in these radial lines should be a piece of cake. You're not trying to finish anything here, just kind of get an idea of where those lines sit, mapping out the texture to further build as you layer. In the case of animal eyes, as that's what I mainly draw, sometimes you have anomalies, little squiggles that don't follow the radial line pattern, sometimes even spots or blotches in the iris pattern. And add all of these in, you just want to pay attention to the reference photo and add the appropriate lines, or with the colour variation as we'll explore next. Whilst the layering and shading previously built a good base with those small circular motions, you can already see what a difference those radial lines are making to the iris and its realism, breaking up that base and adding depth, which we'll cover more in step 3. But even with the right strokes, it can still look quite flat if the colour is too even. By the way, if you want to see this in real time without any cuts, I do have full-length versions over on my Patreon page. They're slower, in real time, and easier to follow along step by step. Now, instead of just adding colour like we did before, we want to start pushing variation. An iris is never just one colour. There are darker areas, lighter areas, and subtle shifts all the way through. A blue eye, for instance, might include various green, grey, or even orange and yellow tones around the outside or near the pupil. Yes, your iris may predominantly be blue, but it's adding in these very light, subtle colour shifts that will really take your drawing further. You want to continue working in light, soft layers with the radial lines, maybe even adding in small areas of shading if your colour shift is large, and you want to let your colours overlap. Blend your colours to create seamless shifts where there may be some in your iris. And similarly, you want to add harsher blocks of colour and almost full stops or breaks if there are any in your iris. Each iris is different, so you want to really follow your reference photo for this. This colour variation and the blending of colours is what helps to create that realism. Key things to look out for in your iris are darker colours towards the outer ring. There tend to be a lot of shadow around the eyelids, and generally irises tend to be darker towards the edges. Not always, but in a lot of eyes this is the case. Just pay close attention to your reference and note where those tonal variations are. Also pay attention to what's happening directly around the pupil. Are there slightly warmer tones, darker tones, an abundance of texture there? Make sure you get this in accurately before we can bring everything together in the next step, which is depth and glow. If you watch the previous couple of videos, you'll know that depth, or the thing that creates that all-important realism, comes from contrast. You want to really push that contrast around the outer edge and towards the centre around the pupil. Continuing adding your darker colours, maybe even layering in some contrasting colours to help create realistic looking shadows, but also keep within the same colour family to help promote colour harmony and stop your colours from becoming muddy. If possible, try not to add too many greys or blacks to the actual iris colour, unless of course your eye is particularly grey or icy toned. You want to reinforce those shadows between your radial strokes, again increasing the depth and contrast in your iris. Don't be afraid to push the darks right next to your lights, as this is what helps the colours really glow. And to create that glow effect, you want to leave a few tiny gaps between your strokes, so you don't want to layer your colours directly next to each other. Leave a small gap, especially when layering dark next to light. and add in a few subtle highlights with some of your lighter tones as well. This will be nice and easy if you've kept your layering really light and soft, and you want to avoid over blending between these areas. So keep your colours and lines slightly more harsh and not really blending them together, and you're going to get that really good glow effect that you see in a lot of eyes, like when the light is catching certain areas. You want your iris to appear textured, not completely smooth, but also not over textured. There's a bit of a fine line, so make sure you take a step back from your work every now and then to assess where you need to make changes. And remember that coloured pencil work takes patience, and it's not something that should be rushed, especially if realism is your goal. And I know that is really difficult to do, especially when you want something done straight away, but take your time, take a step back and really work through this slowly, and you'll be astounded by your results. This is also where we start to hint at that glassy look, but we're not going all the way there in this video, as highlights and contrast between them deserve their own breakdown. I'll be covering that in the next video, where we focus purely on making the eye look glassy and reflective, my favourite part. We're already doing such a good job at this stage, but we can push it even further still. We want the eye looking wet and shiny, not flat and dull. But that's pretty much it. Just 3 key things you need to remember when adding the details in the iris: direction of strokes, colour variation, and that all-important contrast for increasing the depth. You get those 3 things right and your iris will instantly look more realistic. If you want to go a bit deeper, I've got Patreon, where I share longer in-depth tutorials and real-time drawing sessions. It's linked below. Don't forget to subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.